Bye.
There we go.
Hi
I don't know
guys.
why it does that every time OBS updates. Anyway, welcome to this week's episode of the Journey of Grandiasha. Happy to have you. So, last we left off, our wonderful group had made their way through the castle and what little was left of it. They had found their way from the library down the halls, following a few ideas of where things could be, before they stumbled upon a rather interesting spectacle. As they made their way through the halls of this abandoned castle, they heard noises of movement down the hall. Following the sounds, the group found themselves face to face with what they assumed to be the Beastmaster. Within this lab stood a figure before 5 large tubes. And within the center one, the only one still operational, was what Dwindle had told the others to be a blood gem, much like the ones the group had been tracing down and following in the first place. After a rough battle, most of the party is sore to say the least. However, one is perfectly fine, save for the possible mental that they now have to remember attacking their party members. But the group finds themselves now just after the battle, tired, strained, sore, with the blood gem gone, after a shadow, much like Skia, that the rest of the group has seen a few times. A shadow much like Skia seemingly told the group that they were thankful that they could help in finding this blood gem as well as collecting it. But one of the group was witty enough to place a zone of truth not only on themselves and the rest of the group, but the shadow. And it seems that the shadow gave, though vague, a number of answers to a few questions. Now, the interpretations to these answers, or the interpretations of these answers, the interpretations of these answers are up to the group to decide. But with these newfound answers, as well as possibly new questions, quite a bit of soreness, and a now creepy creature before them, Nyla is still nowhere to be found. But it seems that the group now has a new enemy. What would you all like to do?
I'm just gonna go up to the other two, pass Rovan, and just stand in between the two of them and touch them and cast Cure Wounds on both of them.
Aye, that'll be pretty thankful. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want help getting the armor off? Because I don't know how long it's gonna take before it's not so hot.
You drop concentration, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean the metal's still not hot for like 2-3 minutes.
Me.
Dwindle, I got you 10 points back, and May, I got you 8.
So
Thanks.
I just rolled survival to see how many out of the arrows I can pull from my body and get me back in good shape. 17 plus I think it's 22 total.
How many times did I hit you?
Nope, it's just 21. Great. Great.
I suppose I shall do the same.
And Odile,
I
you
got
have
it, right?
a repeating shot, yes?
Yes.
You don't have any arrows in you. Neither of you
No.
have any arrows in you. Just the holes.
Just
Yeah.
the whole?
May has a hole in the back of her skull.
Actually, repeating shot makes it to where it doesn't leave any mark either, so you don't actually have any holes in you.
Yay!
The perfect assassin weapon.
Gonna cast Cure Wounds and go,
Who needs psychic
sorry.
daggers?
I just mumble under my voice. Sorry.
Infer
I
it
mean never to
into
piss
the
you
hot
off.
armor.
Sorry.
Think we finally found out how to take Dwindle. Hey, Fairy, we should really team up sometime next time he's after me, like
You entirely deserved it.
I'm just gonna look at May going, why would I team up with you?
Not to mention you stole me 500 gold pieces.
I owe you nothing. It was your
You-
mistake.
No, you owe me. You broke my books. You found my heirloom.
Nope.
500 gold pieces.
Maybe you shouldn't have put it in a family heirloom.
I
You
put
guys
it
are
in
fine.
the safe with my only container I had.
And that
And
was
you
very
broke it.
kind of you, Dwindle, and I apologize. I'll find a way to make it up with you. That's
You could
not
be
like-
make it up to me by paying me 500 gold pieces.
Mm,
I'm just gonna walk away from them because I'm like, nope. they're
Don't
fine,
worry,
they're
it doesn't have to be
fine,
all be
they're
at
fine.
once. We'll make up a plan. Goes over to the body.
Yeah, that's where I was heading. It was the body. While Rovan starts nudging me.
What do we do to... How can we bring proof?
They
But
can
I'll
bring
have
its
to-
head.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like no Beastmaster. He wanted him alive. Can't really well do that now, can we?
Oh, we can always put him in a burlap sack.
Cut him up into small pieces. Easier to carry.
I already got a rather lot of Remhora's hide.
Skin him. They
That
won't
doesn't
miss the
help.
bones.
I think this is out of character. I think I have 100 pounds roughly for what I could add onto that slit.
Just the
Like
head
we're-
could work.
Like we're really, really close to that capacity. So I'm like, if close, if not already there, because Remhora's hide has never really got a number. So yeah. How big's the head?
Good question. How big is the head?
large creature, so.
Alrighty.
With the
Time to get chopping.
mandibles closed, probably 2 feet by 4 feet.
Alright. Chopping time. Chop, chop,
Chopping time.
Swing, swing, swing.
Well,
There. I've got 18 for chopping.
well, while they're chopping, I'm gonna go find this guy's glasses because I know they dropped somewhere.
They broke.
I don't care. That's a souvenir.
We had some money for them, I'm sure.
Nope.
Like a copper.
Investigation check.
Nope,
Who's
I'm-
got a good investigation check? I will aid them.
I do.
I will aid you. Because
Okay.
I got a +1. That's not gonna take me far.
Oh, I got a +7.
Yeah, let's do that. That's a lot better move right there.
What am I investigating?
Loot.
Oh.
Glasses. Items of interesting value.
That's a
Interesting
13.
items. You have advantage. I'm helping you.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Most important roll tonight.
That's a dirty 20.
Great. Show me the money!
Show me the glasses.
Well, are you searching the body or are you looking for the glasses?
I think I'm searching everywhere.
Isn't the glasses underneath the body?
I'm letting them hack away at the body, so I'm not really looking at the body. I'm just
Around the area.
Then, Dwindle, how are you hacking at the head and helping her look around?
Nah, she get it. I chopped the heads of the last 4 creatures? 3 creatures? Roughly.
you didn't really chop the head of the last one, but you chopped the legs off of them.
Owlbear. I've done a lot of chopping. Someone else can do chopping.
Yep, May. You're doing the chopping, we're looking around.
Swing, 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 swing.
Well, the glasses were thrown due to the transformation. They are currently residing on the floor about 15 feet away from the body.
Neat.
I'm picking up on the glasses.
Just looking down right next to you, like, hey, magic? Are they broken?
I'm guessing they're broken.
They are shattered. Shattered.
Any any lens in? Is there any lens in them, or is it just
Just a frame.
just the frame?
There are small pieces of the lens that have held on to the glasses frames themselves, but the glasses frames are bent, the lenses themselves are shattered, and they are relatively destroyed glasses now.
Will they fit Dwindle's head?
Yep.
No. With the hair
Here-
and beard, no.
Here was hoping for a +1 to intelligence. Alrighty, back
Dad
to the
looks at
body.
them and goes, I know exactly what I'm going to do with you.
Keep
Looks
it
at me.
posted. Time to loot the body. Time to loot the body.
Oh,
Nah.
Continue searching.
Nah,
For-
it's
for
gotta
loot.
gotta make that Dwarvis. Gonna kick a corpse. Gonna loot this spot.
Actually, I want to roll another investigation to see if I can find any information on what they use to make the blood gems. If there's anything that's still viable. That makes sense.
It's a 6 for investigation.
And
20!
alrighty.
I swear, not just it's every single campaign I in, and when it comes to rolling investigation for looting bodies, I always roll low.
For the body
As
itself,
I
there's not a whole
check
lot
away.
left behind due to the chemical fire that engulfed the body. There's burnt up clothing, there's the claws, the mandibles, the wings are burnt due to the leathery skin basically just melting away. Most of the scales are burnt. There's not a whole lot to garner from this body, sadly.
Gonna chop a block off the skin for the scales. Don't care about how they look. Just need proof.
Okay.
And tosses it into a bloody sack, which he pops the bag next to the chopping May.
Alright.
And as I finally chop off the head, oh, it probably doesn't have any hair anymore because the fire. So it probably looks really gross.
It's got horns though.
It's got horns. Oh, that's right.
Demon dragon. No.
Right.
No.
We're gonna pick it up by the horns and like kind of like toss it so one horn's on the shoulder and one horn on the shoulder.
All I could think about is transforming this head into like one of the mandibles and just start like.
And looking around the room,
You got where, they chopped up it.
Into the bog.
most of this lab is decrepit, old, abandoned, much like the library. And much like the library, there's not a whole lot left behind. The desks used for studying are weathered and rotted, mostly due to the moisture that's kept so well underground. Then you've got the termite-infested bookshelf, which has shelves but no books. The shelves seemingly having bottles of liquids that have solidified or turned grotesque colors of brown or solid, semi-solid oils. You've got a number of beakers that have types of minerals in them. But everything seems abandoned or so old that it's basically fallen in on itself.
Lovely.
Trying to find anything that's still viable. Some of the small bottles or beakers end up putting off strong smells. Each one their own semi-special, I guess you could say, in a way, as it's some are strong, some are not, some smell like sulfur, and others do not. The whole place seems rather broken down.
Lonely.
Yep. Very sad.
While I'm looking around and everything, Rovan keeps nudging me while my belt keeps glowing, and I keep ignoring him. And I'm not even trying to climb up on him anymore. I just keep walking.
It's on your belt.
Looking around, looking around, looking around. I got the head.
Not
Alrighty. I got a bag,
Did you
secretary.
have
I got scales. I don't know. We found the glasses. They're shattered though.
Oh.
I'm still keeping them.
Yeah. Trophy.
They're of 20
Onward to the vault.
Trophy.
I see Dwindle go. I'm like,
Vault.
Dwindle, do you even know which way you're going for the boat?
No idea. But the vault is normally down, so down we go.
Okay.
Very well.
I would like a D100 from each of you.
All the times I want you to roll low. $48.
Oh, I can just click it. Language 19.
Thanks. 27.
Woo. 48, 27.
55.
Yeah, we average low. Haha.
Oh.
And here I wanted to find the vault.
Well,
I don't think we're finding the boat.
and who's leading this?
Don't.
Window.
There we go. Well, since Dwindle,
How much health do we get from cure wounds again?
I gave you 10 and I gave May.
Sweet, I got 20 health. Or 20 more health.
since Dwindle is leading, you make your ways down the hall, hoping to find the correct direction. And as you search, it becomes apparent, more and more so, just how abandoned this place truly is. It's falling apart. There's dust and cobwebs everywhere. The decorations have fallen prey to age. Wilted flowers that turn basically to dust. Paintings that have slowly lost their color and simply turned into splotches on the wall. As you travel, however, perception checks.
By the way, I want to be using Dwarven Fortitude the entire time. Using the rest of my remaining.
24.
Oh, that's actually really good for Dwindle.
I'm sure that makes sense right now.
19.
14.
And I'm going to use...
That is very much distracted.
Yeah, I'm going to use 4... No. Yeah, I'm going to use 3. 3 of my hit dice. 11 plus... A lot.
That's real fun. Sounds awesome.
15 health. Second roll. And a 10. No, that was... Yep, so 14. One more roll. 8, so number 12. Good rolls! 73 out of 987, not bad. I have 1 hit dice left, which is my fighter one. See you all in 2030 as I play Elder Scrolls 6.
Oh. See you later.
Yeah, I wish it feels like it's going to be 2030 when it finally comes out.
I was wondering why that seems so broken. Whenever you take the dodge action in combat, you can spend 1 hit die to heal yourself.
Combat.
We just got out of contact.
I punched myself to enter combat. That's what. How do you feel about that then?
Well, it specifies in combat and when you take the dodge action.
So, yay or nay?
When you're in combat and you take the dodge action, you can use a hit dice to heal yourself.
So, out of combat, no.
It
Yeah,
specifies in combat. If it just said whenever you take the dodge action, that wouldn't really matter at any point. You could just take a dodge action and look like a weirdo
Let's
in the middle
see,
of walking,
so-
but
12. I'm perfectly fine looking like a weirdo. already doing that.
But
Uh,
so
okay. And here I thought I had something special.
Frickin'
That does seem actually a bit more balanced, honestly.
so what was everybody's perception checks?
19.
24.
I got a 14, Rovon got an 8.
Wonderful. So, as you're wandering down these halls, you feel a cold chill. And for a moment, each of you can see your breath. As you hear, it sounds like mumbling coming from down the hall. However, this feeling does not stay long, and the mumbling disappears just as quickly as the cold chill, as the temperature seems to change back to normal, and the mumbling disappears.
Surprise! We fought a mini boss, not the boss. Oh no!
No.
Oh no! Ah.
I didn't think it could get colder here.
No. No.
I was just gonna ignore it and keep walking.
Yeah. Where's my D100? There's one.
Better to know now what we're getting into rather than face it again later and unprepared.
5.
5 and a D100?
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
My choice is it.
Huh?
Yes.
We're gonna go check it out?
Yes.
Alright, let's go check. How about you, Autumn?
I'm just mindlessly walking.
Just mind looking next to him. Face down, head down, pointed, forward yet again.
Very well, let's go check it out.
So you're following?
Mm-hmm.
Following the mumbling. Alright. So, as you all head down this hall still, following this strange as you follow this strange happenstance, you continue down this hallway before it makes a sharp turn. To the left, you see a dark hallway still that continues forward. At the end of this hallway, you see a small blue light flickering. Before it then disappears.
See that? What?
Blue flickering thing that totally screams magic. Yeah.
Bad feeling about this.
Really.
Yeah, quite an odd feeling. Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Mm.
Just keep walking. Just keep walking. Just keep
Just keep walking.
Have we gone down or have we gone up? Or where have we stayed neutral?
Let's keep going.
For the moment, you've stayed rather neutral.
Aye. So, left or right, right? Hmm. Looks down to the ferry. Well, we chase after the big shiny blue thing or no?
I'm in charge now.
You're the smartest one out here.
Never thought I would hear those words. I mean, I
Yeah,
want to follow it, but that doesn't mean you guys want to.
Obviously following something. It's probably a lie.
or it's making us follow it like a squirrel.
Well, you obviously really like chasing squirrels, so
No, I'd
You
rather
want-
don't. They
Do
ran
you
up
want me to
trees.
scout? Do you want me to scout ahead first? Because you don't like magic.
Looks away. No, totally don't want you to lead.
No. I'd come back and you can lead. I'll just go check for you to make sure it's good magic.
There is the. Thanks, Herbert. Eating magic is good magic. Nods slowly.
Okay, I will go check. I turn and look at Robon. And I finally hop on him. And I go down toward the pretty blue light was to investigate. Make sure it's safe for everybody else to come down this way.
So, you are going by yourself?
Yes. On top of Robon.
Keeping a small distance behind. 15-foot gap.
Okay. As you get to
Using
where
the tall person as cover.
as you get to where the blue light was,
The cover. Never mind.
you see another one the same distance flicker again down the hall still.
Turns and looks at the group.
Pokes head from
I
behind.
think we're about to play chase.
Seems like it wants us to follow. Is that a good thing or bad?
Both.
Oh, we know where you stand, short stacks.
I'm gonna chase it.
Guess we're running.
I'm gonna meet you guys wherever it leads us. Bye!
Chases after.
Yeah,
Onward!
we're
I'm just-
Dwindle. Clank, clank, clank.
Robon's like really far away from you guys since we had a 15-foot difference and he's got a 40 dash.
Yeah, no, I
right now.
can't keep up with that. No, she's going 80 feet. I am going 70.
And we're already 15 feet apart, so
Yeah, that gap's gonna increase real quickly.
I'm just leading you to the dust.
Creates new form of running. Rolling.
So,
Roly poly time.
Okay.
are you all then running?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. scraping and screeching all the way behind.
It's having fun playing chase.
As that is what Spiked Armor does against the floor.
Okay.
Hey, you guys could have walked.
Rest of on the map.
Well. As you all start running, more of these blue lights appear. Small blue flames that seem to appear in a randomly appearing line, semi-line, disappearing as you get within 10, 15 feet of them. This line continues, pulling you around corners, down other hallways.
I look back every now and then to see if the group's running out of breath or not.
Doing pretty fine.
Oh, we're doing good.
This line continues. Before suddenly stopping. In the middle of a hall. As you look down the hallway, it's seemingly connecting to the rest of the halls. You look around, you see that it's similar decorations to what you've seen before. The rug on the floor is just as tattered and rotted. The nightstand to your right has fallen apart just like the others. The vase on the ground, shattered. But to your left on the wall is a painting. On the painting, you see 3 figures. This painting is actually better well taken care of than the others, whereas the others have aged and basically just molded away. This one's only got molding towards the corners. Each of you, save for Dwindle, of course. All of you, well, May and Odium, immediately recognize the man on the painting. The blonde-haired man with a goatee that comes off of his chin. The king that you had seen in the vision when Nyla had placed the crown upon her head. Next to the king, in a chair, as he stands with his hand upon the back of it, and off to the side of the chair, showing off his royal garb, his very well taken care of and well-tailored garb. Within the chair, next to him, is a very beautiful woman with piercing emerald green eyes and red hair that comes down to the middle of her back, very curly. Freckles dot her face. In a very beautiful gown that seems to also be hand-tailored. Very, very elegant, very small smile upon her face. And in her lap is a small boy, piercing blue eyes, much like the father's. But astoundingly glowing red hair. He's in his own royal garb, and for a child it looks a bit stuffy for him, but he looks bored on the painting. But the smile is genuine. However, I need wisdom saves.
Knew it. Knew it.
How I just failed on my wisdom saves, like what, 20 minutes ago?
It's not like I have a 5% chance of normally making it.
I've got an 8.
Twenty-one
Oh.
total.
11. Yeah. They are my bane of my existence.
Oh, another nat 20. That's my second one of the night.
Knocking wood.
Yeah. I had a bad feeling of when the bad rolls are gonna happen.
So,
We're all gonna get visions. Dwindle's not gonna remember it.
Odile, you watch as Dwindle and May visibly seem to stare at this painting for a moment. And then slowly start to walk towards it.
What are you guys doing? Okay.
Dwindle reaches out towards the painting. One of his large dwarven hands trying to draw him closer and closer as the two slowly step forward towards it.
I'm just gonna keep watching because I know I can't pull either one of them. I don't got that strength.
May and Dwindle step into the painting. And Odile, you watch as they make contact with it, where there is a physical wall normally. The painting ripples as they touch it. And they step in, disappearing.
Not cool.
Let's go.
Does the painting change after they step in or anything?
Seems the exact same.
Okay, I don't think I have the tech med. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna cast Identify on the painting.
Okay. You're willing to wait 10 minutes? Or are you just going to cast it?
Isn't it a minute casting time?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not doing a ritual, yeah. You guys can make it 10 minutes without me. I think. I'll get more information, so
It's just a charm spell.
you'll be fine. You'll be fine for 10 minutes.
Do you know what could happen in 10 minutes?
I know.
Every episode, I'm regretting
Every
choosing this
episode.
class more, this subclass more and more and more. Ah.
You.
Yeah, because right now I'm not seeing them in imminent danger. I'm seeing them just having another experience like we just did upstairs with the crown. So I'm like, we just see what's going on here. And then we'll just go to.
Okay. Well. If that's the case, while you're spending your 10 minutes, I would like you to deafen until you see me, so that you have no idea what's actually happening.
Bye!
So long.
See you on the other
forever.
side!
So, May and Dwindle, you step into the painting, and you find yourselves now as yourselves within the room that the painting was drawn in, made in. You find yourselves behind a painter who stands before a canvas. Before you, in this small guest room, this painter has just finished the painting, or at least the portion that needs to be done now. As before you, the king, the red-haired queen, and the young boy sit before you. It doesn't seem like anybody notices you, or even pays you any mind. Except for the boy, who seems to stare at you for a moment.
It's always the children.
It's always the children. It's always the children. Why would it not be anything else? It's funner that way.
However, as the painter then says, as the painter then speaks, setting down his brush and small painter's tray, through you runs a small dog, and the child seems to jump down from his mother's lap, starts to play with the small dog, no longer paying any attention to you all, as if he was staring at the dog the entire time.
No, it's proven this is how we get young children to pay attention.
How about it works with yours?
But not always goats, though.
It's dogs. What's the difference?
As you both mumble to yourselves, trying to figure out what's going on and make light of the situation you find yourself in, the mother then seems to let out a sigh of relief, being able to move once again. And unlike the royalty that either of you have any recollection of hearing of, interacting with, hearing stories of, seeing yourselves, especially among human nobility, in an unrefined movement, the red-haired woman stretches her back, cracking very loudly, funny enough. And the painter kind of rears back a little bit, almost looking pained just listening to it. Before the husband then simply shakes his head and chuckles. Well, I suppose it is time for us to move around. Maybe we can all have lunch. And the wife seems ecstatic at the mention of food. Yes, let's go have lunch. Eddie, come on. As the young boy playing with the dog then lifts his head. Yes, Mom. And they all make their way, the king heading first to open the door for them, as the queen and young boy follow along behind, walking through the door as the king holds it. Outside the room and outside that door, you can see that two maids are waiting, heads bowed, as the two of you watch. As the door closes, you are dragged along. You find yourselves in the hallway, watching as the king and queen, as well as their child, makes their way down the hall, followed by the two maids. The two maids are then met, as well as the royal family, by a butler that stands in one of the halls off to the side. You two look around and you find yourselves in the hallway. The hallways that you found yourselves in before. The kingdom. The castle that you currently find yourselves in. The butler greets the royal family. And as they round the corner, both of you notice a quick glance from two piercing blue eyes. Ever so quickly, before they round the corner. The young boy.
Yes. Yes. Look around. This don't feel right whatsoever.
No. Do you think he can see us? Can the others?
He's looking right at us. He looks behind us. Anybody behind us?
No.
It is definitely entirely looking at us.
It's always the children, isn't it?
Yeah. I think I heard my uncle talking about this once about spirits, children are the hardest to let go.
It's true.
Completely rubbish though, entirely, but yeah. It's always the elderly first that want to want to see her. Alrighty then, let's get this magic. Whatever you call this show. Done it over with.
See where it takes us.
I mean, try punching a guard.
Your fist flies through them.
Can't really do anything.
I wonder if it tickles.
Does he have a crest on? Actually, does he?
He does.
Ooh.
And May recognizes the crest. The crest is actually the same one that was upon the throne room in the original Crown's memory. Dwindle, you would recognize this crest from the throne room that you all found, the one full of skeletons. One of the drapes, one of the many tapestries within the room that had been rotted and semi-torn and ripped.
He's just looking at it, staring at it closely. He moves. Memorizing it so I can draw it. There's gotta be something in the Flame Bluff libraries if we ever get there. Maybe we can find out what this place used to be called.
So you're staring directly at the crest?
Yes. Just memorizing it.
Okay. As Dwindle stares at this crest, it suddenly starts to glow extremely brightly.
Ooh.
Flashing. You find yourself blinded for a moment, and May is actually blinded just from the fact that this blinding light suddenly fills the hall. And as you both open your eyes and readjust, you find yourself standing outside in a garden.
Oh.
Upon a path that connects to a few others that lead throughout this garden. This beautiful, wide arrangement of purples and reds and yellows and greens. The smell is beautiful as the summer air hits the skin. You can hear birds chirping in the distance. You can see bumblebees flying about the flower petals. You can see a few of the groundskeepers doing their job as they water and trim and clean the plants. And in the center of this garden, a large gazebo. In this gazebo sits a small table, and at the table, with two maids and a butler standing off to the side of the gazebo near the railings. Another butler, the one from the hallway before that had greeted the king and queen, is setting out food.
Neat. Walks through the table.
As you walk through the
And
table, you can see that the royal family is sitting, looking at the food. The young boy, seemingly impatient as he tries to reach out, for his father smacks his hand ever so lightly.
Can I get an idea on how tall did we see the tower we entered through?
You can. It's part of the castle, one of the three main towers. To the far left, you can see the shortest. To the far right, the second tallest, the one that you all entered through. And in the center, the tallest tower. The whole kingdom is alive and beautiful and well taken care of, as in the windows you can see guards, maids, butlers, other groundskeepers, other people that clean the kingdom, and the few that travel throughout just to take residence here. A few advisors, you can see them through the windows as they walk about.
Can we get an idea on how tall and how big this castle actually is?
Looking behind you, you can see that below the towers, the tallest floor is easily six up
Oh.
before the towers begin.
Oh. And we're gonna be here for a week?
That's what the mission said.
Alright. We don't have enough time.
However,
Mm.
Dwindle, as you stand here near the table after walking through it, you notice a small blue pair of eyes looking at you. And as the butler finishes setting out the food, you notice that the curious child, Eddie, takes one of the cookies that are supposed to be for dessert and holds it out to you. And before you can move to take it, you hear the father's voice. Eddie, what are you doing? And the small boy answers, my imaginary friend is hungry. And the father kind of chuckles, seemingly waving it off as children's curiosity.
Smiles and just are behind the king and whatnot.
The young boy looks at you and he seems to laugh. As he laughs, and as his small jovial body seems to react, his eyes close for a moment behind the laughter, and May and Dwindle see the reality. The boy laughs, and his eyes close. Everything shakes. The castle ablaze, the garden burned, the gazebo destroyed. The parents nowhere to be found as the boy sits in this destroyed chair, the only chair still standing in this small dining set. And as his eyes open again, everything returns to the way it was before. The father and mother sitting there eating. Gazebo all in one piece. The garden perfect as the maids and butlers and groundskeepers do their jobs. And the kingdom still stands.
Dwindle is going to sit by the boy and take off his helmet and just sit there, not doing anything.
May's gonna walk around the garden, just the perimeter of it, seeing if there's anything else here. Before she walks behind the two parents and starts messing with waving her hands.
As you wave your hands, it goes through.
Hi, I'm sorry.
And you're fine. Clementine. 10 minutes have passed. Much like the crown, there seems to be an enchantment, a charm upon the painting. However, there also seems to be some kind of necromantic magic on the painting.
I'll check. big exactly is this painting?
It's a rather large royal family portrait. It's probably, for a normal average human man, it's probably about their wingspan. So the base of it is 3.5 to 4 feet, and the height of the painting is probably close to 8 to 9 to fit the standing man.
So like life-sized, roughly?
Just about. The painting itself is meant to look life-sized. So the width of it is closer to 4 feet, maybe 4.25, 4.5, so that the entire family can fit. But height-wise, it is meant so that there's a little bit of the flooring, a little bit of the ceiling, but the family is in the center.
So too big for her to try to pick up. Got it. I was thinking, pick it up, put it down on the ground. Do I notice anything strange on like the frames or anything?
The frame itself is much like the rest of the painting. It's holding together. It's not shiny, it's not clean, it's not well taken care of. It's just better off than the rest of this place.
Actually, I don't know how much knowledge she has in necromancy. I'm just gonna check that.
Necromancy is
nothing.
not just entirely necromancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, cure wounds. Actually, cure wounds is necromancy.
Is it? I didn't realize that. So she's got like some base knowledge about necromancy. She doesn't know entirely though. I touched the painting itself and not the frame anymore.
Cure Wounds is evocation. However,
Oh.
necromancy is overall just like Revivify is necromancy.
There it is. There it is.
Oh, I don't have it.
Toll the dead.
Mhm. But overall, necromancy is both good and bad depending on how you use it. And that's how a lot of casters in Grandiasha explain necromancy. There are good and bad to it. However, it is frowned upon simply because a lot of people that practice necromancy do it for personal gain. And though it's not illegal, it's seen as usually a bad thing, as most of the time it is for personal gain. It's the idea of you can raise a small personal army if you wanted to. But there are also those that do it for good, clerics included, of multiple different gods and goddesses within the Grandiasha's pantheon. But necromancy overall, as a caster, you would know it's strong magic nonetheless.
It's strong, interesting magic.
Artificer starts animating dead.
Yes. Actually, I'm gonna roll a perception or investigation to see what's around me. To see if I notice anything else that's attracting to the painting. Is that okay?
Perception and investigation will give you two different bits of information, but whichever you prefer.
Yeah. Probably investigation's like a higher in that one. Yeah. That's 12 total. In investigation.
Good job.
I fucking love that noise. Nyla just played the good job sound in my ear, and I just I love that noise. I don't know why, it just makes me happy. It's from Lucky Star, if I'm not mistaken, but nonetheless. Looking around and investigating about to try and find any clues of something else falling prey to this. It doesn't look like anything around living, at least, has been attracted to it. There are a few leftover corpses of rats that have found their way here, but there's not a whole lot otherwise.
Are there rats' bones right now?
Yes.
I'm gonna pick up one of the bones.
Okay.
And I'm gonna poke the painting.
Oh.
Just a light poke.
You poke
Just
the
to see if
painting.
it ripples.
As you poke the painting with the bone, you press it, and the painting, the fabric holding the paints, presses. There's no ripple, just the pressure of the bone against the painting.
Sorry, can I get a second? I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Sorry, give me a second, I'll be back. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Yes, see.
Oh, I guess she at the same time. She's okay.
It's alright. Our chat's chilling with Wispy for a minute. Well, while that's happening, Dwindle and May, you're currently sitting with the family as they eat. And the end of the meal is coming to as time has passed, so. May, looking around and kind of stepping around the garden, you notice that the groundskeepers and the maids and the butlers don't seem to show any mind to you whatsoever. And as Dwindle makes the laugh, you notice, as you're in the middle of it, the garden, dead, burned. Blood splatters on the pavement. You can see a body in one of the hedges. But
Words dwindle.
then the child stops laughing and their eyes open again. And everything returns to normal as you stand in the middle of this garden and step back over, as you said, to talk with Dwindle. So let's go back to that. Here in a second, I will. So.
Welcome back. You okay?
Everything's fine.
So. Clementine.
Yep.
What would you like to do?
What happened when I touched the painting with the bone?
You felt the pressure of the bone press against the painting, the fabric holding the paints.
Okay.
It didn't seem to react.
Okay. I tossed the bone. I'm gonna roll a perception check now to see if I notice anything else around me, because I know we heard the murmurs and everything earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if I can hear or see anything now.
Okay.
Because the last thing I want to do is go into that painting. Going both. See, nothing, because that was a nat 1.
Nope. The underground's finally getting to you.
Yeah.
Most humans go mad within a couple of hours.
See, I knew the bad rolls were going to happen eventually. So, so I see nothing. I start thinking. I jump off of Robon and I open his shell up and grab rope.
Okay.
I like where this is going.
I make sure that I have my bow and my sickles and everything. And I tie the rope around Robon, tug it, and then I tie the other end around me.
Mm-hmm.
Tight. I look at Robon, I go, 3 tugs, pull. Got it? Gives a little sneeze. Like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if this is gonna let me in there. And I touch the painting.
It ripples.
I pull my hand back for a second. Ugh. That felt weird. Onward I go. And I go through the painting.
Okay. As you step into the painting, you look around to find yourself standing on a paved path in a garden. This garden is beautifully managed. Purples, reds, yellows, greens. These gorgeous colors blending and mixing. You look around and you see groundskeepers tending to the gardens, weeding, trimming, watering. See a few other pathways that are connected to this main paved pathway. And in the center of this garden is a gazebo. In this gazebo, near the railings, you see 2 maids, 2 butlers. In the center, a table. At this table, this small tea table, sits a small family. One that you recognize almost immediately. The king from The Crown. Blonde hair, piercing blue eyes, and a golden goatee. Sitting next to him is a beautiful woman in a well-tailored gown with cherry red ginger hair that flows curled and clean down to the middle of her back. Piercing emerald green eyes. And across from them, in between them, you see a boy. Same one from the painting. With 2 piercing blue eyes and cherry red hair. And he glances at you before looking down to his side where you see Dwindle sitting without his helmet. Not in a chair, just next to him. May seems to sit down on the other side, and the 2 of them sit next to this boy. Both seem a bit put off, but seems nobody else really knows that you're standing there. And as you look around, you realize the rope is not tied to you.
You're like a smart boy. I turn around to see what's behind me, though.
Behind you is the grand castle that you find yourselves in. The 3 tall towers stand. To the far left, the shortest. To the far right, the one you all entered originally. And in the center, the tallest. Below those 3 towers is the Grand Kingdom. 6 floors high and beautiful. Live and lively. There it is.
Fire.
In the windows you can see people walking, whether they're guards, advisors, caretakers of the grounds, or maids and butlers. It's hard to tell in some of the windows, but you can see figures walking about. The kingdom's alive and beautiful. But it's strange.
And then looks at her clothes to make sure she's not wearing noble clothes again.
Nope. You look exactly the way you did when you entered.
Oh, thank you. Did not want to be wearing a dress again.
Dwindle's gonna be thinking really, really hard about the blood gem. Try to. Come on, magic.
I'm going to slowly start walking up to them. So I know the boy sees me, so it's not even worth trying to stealth it or anything.
The boy seems to notice you. However, nobody else does. Nobody else seems aware of your presence at all, save for Dwindle and May.
Neat. Anything happen?
Yeah, I'm still just walking up. I'm like, something's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Does anything happen when he thinks about the blood gem? No.
Nothing seems to happen. However, as the meal comes to a close, the butlers then bring about trays to clean up the food and such on the table, pulling them onto these trays, then walking away. The father wipes his mouth very, very delicately, and the mother seems to just kind of clean her face. She doesn't seem as refined as the king does.
So it feels like a dwarven royalty normally.
No. It seems as though she's just not used to being royalty.
Yeah.
However, the father then looks to the boy. And asks that he go play while he and his mother talk. And the boy nods, then looks to Dwindle and May and then Odio. And then slowly gets down off the chair and kind of runs off into the garden, down the path towards the kingdom, towards the castle.
Seeing him leave, I follow.
Dwindle parent mode activate. You will.
May's gonna stay with the parents.
Interesting.
Have I caught up to Dwindle yet, at least?
Yep. Dwindle and Odio follow the boy, as May attempts to stay with the parents. The boy then enters the castle, aided by the butler standing at the door, who opens and holds the door for him before he then runs in. As he runs in, and the door shuts behind him, May watches as the gazebo falls apart. Before being then forcefully thrust into this main hall. As the door shuts and Dwindle and Odile enter, May is then thrown to the floor next to them.
Have a nice fall.
You should try it sometime.
I have.
Dwindle has been listening in on everything, but one thing that he waited and tested: the conversations that they hear, do they get quieter the further they would get away from the boy?
Yep.
So this is all the boy's memories. Yes. Oh, poor boy.
You write that down.
You all notice that as the boy gets farther from conversations or people, they get blurrier. The conversation muddles. It goes from clear and crystal to muffled and mumbled. And as the door shuts, you can't hear anything outside. You look through one of the windows, and you can see the parents outside the window, talking in that gazebo in the distance. Blurred, but they're there. However, it gets even blurrier as the boy continues to run deeper into the kingdom.
I turn to the other two. Have you guys tried talking to them yet?
I'm about to try that, yes.
Okay, what's been going on? What have I missed?
I think it's a spirit leftover.
I would think so, considering the painting has necromancy on it.
Aye. Spirit. Aye, dear.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking maybe it's the boy closing the doors and repairing it.
Yeah, actually, that would make sense since this is a home. Oh, and we just destroyed one of his rooms.
Perfectly fine. Looks to the boy. Can you show us your room?
Roll a persuasion check.
I think it's a natural 12. I don't get the best persuasion. 12. Flat roll.
The boy kind of looks at Dwindle and curiously kind of scans him and scans Odile and May and
Yep. Helmet to the side, just smiling. Goofily smiling. Looks like he's done this before.
you all look like bad guys.
It's fair, buddy. That is quite fair.
That is a good
Especially that one
assumption.
pointing at me.
That is a good question. And
Smacks the back of her head.
sits down on the what makes us look bad and points to one of the guards look good.
Well, Dad says the guards are good because they're knights, and you don't look like knights. But you're covered in weapons and stuff like the guards sometimes have, but your armor doesn't look like a knight's.
Reaches in his pack and puts on a purple and blue seal, like a velvet, and on it has the Flame of Rough symbol. Looks a bit more as a guard or a soldier.
What's that?
This is like that. Points to the crest. This is a symbol of the kingdom I serve. Like your gods over there, except they're your gods, your father's gods. Protect you. I protect my own kingdom. Up in the mountains, far, far away that way.
What kingdom's that?
I'm pretty sure. It's called Flamingrove, young one. Land of the dwarves.
Land of the dwarves.
Flamingrove is.
Dad says that the only land of the dwarves that we have is the mountain to the north.
Information about kind, I love it. Aye. It's all within one place for a dwarf. They're called clans. Many clans make a kingdom. And we all work together to make the place a better place.
Dad
Would
says
you
that-
happen to know what they are called? What does your father call them?
Father calls the dwarves enemies.
Oh! Face goes, crap.
They helped the Goliaths take more of the north.
That don't sound right. That really don't sound right. Well, smiles softly. There's good dwarves and there's bad dwarves. The dwarves that you weren't seeing. He points at the skin. Grey here, grey skinned. With hair like mine, but not as white.
No. Dad says that they're...
Okay, good.
Dad says that the dwarves are helping the Goliaths take back the mountains. And so they're taking all of the kingdoms to the north. They've been moving south, slowly. And Dad says that the Goliaths might be here. So we have more guards now.
Sounds like hard times. Sorry
I don't
to hear
know.
that.
I just know that Mom and Dad are busier lately.
Well, that's adult business. That's what happens when you grow older. More responsibilities, but hey, you get to do a lot more. You don't have to listen to your parents as often. You don't have to listen to your parents. And when you're older, you get to have your dad's job.
I don't want
Ever
Dad's
feel
job.
around?
He says that I'll be king one day, but he's too busy for me. I don't I don't like King.
Well, being a king is hard. You see everyone around you. Do you like them?
Yeah.
So does your father. And he works really hard to help protect them, to make it so that they are having a good time. Having a good life, having food on the table. Make sure it's safe.
But Dad's not having a good time.
That's one of the hard things. Times get hard. But they always get better.
No, they don't.
Ooh. Did he sound older on that one?
He sounded a lot older. He sounded probably late teens, early 20s. A lot older than he is now.
Here they change, and I go, there it is.
His happy go tire changes softly at the realizing of an adult.
Things don't get better. Dad's getting busier, and he's tired more. He doesn't have time for me. So, I play with the guards, and the maids, and the butlers. Sometimes Mom plays with me, but Dad's busy every time I ask. Are you all dead?
No.
No.
Are you my imagination?
No.
Hmm.
But I'm guessing we're the only ones you've seen around here like this, huh? 'Cause you know what's happening, don't you?
Nobody else can see you.
You want to
No.
see something fun? Looks over the guard. Puts his hand right through it. And out.
That guard is very confused as the child just goes, just
Magic.
bewildered.
Oh my god.
You then hear the guard, young master, is something wrong? No, sir. Oh, did you feel that? Feel what? Feel what?
Do it again, guys. Do it
Did something happen?
I look at Nego. No. Pretend you're gonna put me on his shoulders. Come on, do it.
And picks him up.
Flips her.
You're right through his body. Slowly.
This guard has never been more uncomfortable by the young master in his life, as the young master is just...
Looks him head to toe as we just.
Fun magic, huh? Wait, why am I talking to you like that? I know you're not that young.
That's fun.
He
That
then
was fun.
walks up to the guard and tries to put his hand through the guard and he just touches the chest plate.
Young master, is something the matter? I thought I could put my hand through you. No, thankfully the armor stops that from happening. And the young master just... No, it doesn't.
May's gonna step from behind him, and as he has his hand on his plate, she's just gonna go like put her arm through his hand. Anyway,
Young master, something wrong with your hand? No. I'm gonna go this way. And he starts running down the hall, very confused, but at the same time, he runs off and then runs around the corner, and you all are then placed behind him, as he can no longer see around the corner. And he kind of looks around, trying to figure out where you are, thinking that he looks towards the corner, waiting for you all to follow him. And then, very confused, he just kind of stands there waiting, thinking that you all are running behind him.
hey there.
He jumps.
Your Highness.
He jumps and turns very quickly and sees you all standing there. Whoa.
Yes. Open its beard.
Turns to Dwindle. Now you like me.
This isn't magic. This is memory.
It's memory magic.
Memory?
Mm-hmm. Except this is a new memory for you, I guess. I suppose. Especially for that poor guard.
Memory.
Oh, crap.
What do you mean? What do you mean, memory? He now
Look
looks
at
at
the other
you
two.
three confused.
I look at the other people. Are you guys gonna take charge on this, or...?
Just sit it down. Yeah, I don't want to sit it.
Okay. Well... These are your memories. I don't know how much more specific I can get on this. Including since I can tell you're not a fully child, but I also can't tell how fully developed your brain is. But these are
We're
your
gonna go
memories,
to-
darling.
We're gonna go to happy fun time to hell. Or whatever.
Do we be blunt or do we like sweeten the blow? Because technically, you know, like he's a child.
No, he's not.
Then should we not be
It's
soft?
a-
Should we just be blunt about it?
Oh, yeah. Theory, what would you like to know? Because we're gonna need your help. And it'll probably be better if we answer whatever questions you have, so then you can help us. Okay. And we'll help you. Okay?
What do you mean by memory?
What do I mean by memory? Well, do you remember how you just had... I don't know what meal you guys just had in the gazebo, but you just ate with your parents, right?
Yeah, that just happened. Why?
That's a memory.
Well, yeah, it just happened, so I remember
But
it.
your memories are on repeat here. You're stuck inside a painting. A painting that's keeping you safe. Keeping us locked in, but keeping you safe. And all it's doing is replaying your memories over and over and over.
No, I just had lunch.
Think of another memory. Right now. Try to imagine it. Try to remember it. Make it a good one, though, please.
I just
Close
had
your
lunch.
eyes.
And I don't. I don't know what you mean.
What's today?
That's it.
Well, it's. If I remember correctly, Dad's calendar says that it's the third moon of summer. So 3 months into summer?
Okay. Do you
What's the
know if
year?
there's
He's like, what age?
If I remember correctly, in the calendar it's what year is it?
Well, that's okay. That's okay. You don't need to remember what year it is. That's okay. Do you by chance remember if there's supposed to be a party or a ball tonight?
No, not tonight. My coming of age ceremony isn't until tomorrow.
Oh dear. What do you remember past just eating now? What do you remember?
Well, I remember Mom and Dad saying they had to talk, and then coming in and you all messing with the guard.
Well, what about before that? Here's a good one. Do you remember your last birthday? Is that the thing?
Last year.
Do you remember what you did?
Me and Mom had cupcakes in the garden. His dad was busy.
Okay. So you always have that much remembered. Not looking forward to tomorrow though, not gonna lie. Okay, that's great, buddy. You've done a lot of help right there, okay? Let's give your brain a break for a moment. Do you have any more questions before I talk to my colleagues real quick? Okay.
That's a bit of a question.
Just-
He's just gonna start phasing out.
Just do me a favor and don't wander off too far, cause we don't like teleporting too much.
Eventually, someone got used to it.
How many times have you guys done it?
Only a couple.
25 times.
Oh Lord. Oh my.
Counting in her head.
Okay.
Every time he moves into a different room.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
You guys do realize what tomorrow is, though, right?
No idea.
Of course you don't. May. Don't say it out loud because I don't need him knowing if he doesn't remember.
What do you mean? I
Just
guess I want
yes
to know.
or no.
Yes, ma'am.
Window.
To
Aye.
the
Do you remember how we found the castle?
Says down the boy thinking.
Mm-hmm. There you
Pretty
have
and wonderful. We walked through the front door. The guards didn't pay us any attention whatsoever for some reason. And the first person to see us is Does his hand go for the boy?
Okay, Dwindle.
Does his hand go for the boy?
No.
First person to see us is you. Taps him lightly on the shoulder.
is
I see this and I go,
he in the
interesting.
And you
Where did
just
they put that body?
touch him.
Just slightly tap him, like as you would do normally to a young child. Soft pet.
Okay.
My hand's gone.
I was just curious.
Then,
what did he?
nice.
May's gonna go up and
Thank
just
you.
like under his head, looks like pat like on his shoulders.
Okay, this
You feel
don't
this?
do that, Maze. No,
I didn't mean to
he's
touch
still
the
a
boy. I
prince.
just.
He's still a prince. Don't do that.
It was. Oh, I'm sorry. Nothing.
What do you mean was? Looks regal and fine, and he's gonna have a great birthday tomorrow.
Great birthday. Time of his life.
Looks to the
What
looks to
is
the
your
boy.
name?
Looks
Time of
looks to
your
the boy.
life.
Looks to the boy. Looks at him. They're acting so weird right now.
Okay. Buddy, first off, what is your name?
Eddie.
Is that with a Y or an I? Legit.
EA.
And do you remember what your mom and dad's names are by chance? Besides mom and dad.
And you watch him just kind of start to stare blankly towards the floor for a moment. Mom and Dad.
Okay. That is perfectly fair, my friend. And I'm guessing you're an only child, huh?
Yeah.
Alright. So,
Where do you want to go now?
Can you show us the vaults?
no.
Me just. Snap it. Hello. Why would he show guest to vault?
Seriously.
No.
Well, obviously we can't touch anything, so.
Apparently touched his highness. You want to know why we can touch through people but not you?
Are you really gonna tell him?
Magic?
Magic.
Yes, a special magic. We're from the future. We time traveled to see you specifically. How's that sound?
Did I do something bad?
No.
Did you?
Nope,
You?
you do wonderful. We were just very interested in your life and everything. You want to take a walk, Betty?
Break the poor boy. The poor boy who thinks he's a child, but at the same time is not an adult. It's just at the same time an ancient being. Yeah, great time.
Actually, Betty, do you by chance know of any sorcerers, wizards that work for your parent?
We have the Archmage.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh. I don't want to meet him.
Do you think you can bring me close to them and ask them a couple questions for me?
Well, the Archmage is usually down in the basement. In the lower floors. He's working on something, and it's supposed to help Dad. I'm not allowed down there.
Oh.
Well, that's okay. You can probably ask one of your guards to have him come up, right?
Aren't you interested in figuring out what it is he's doing?
Well,
No.
magic is cool, but he's kind of weird.
As weird as us?
I was just gonna say that.
Weirder?
No, that's a new level. Wow.
Okay, buddy, we don't have to do that. We were just trying to see if maybe they could help us. Because we're kind of stuck here, unfortunately.
What do you mean stuck here?
Well, the thing we did apparently was a one-way trip, currently. So I feel there might be another way to get out of here, and I don't want to do that again.
She's gonna, like, pull on to the side.
Mm.
I know this goes against all of my morals. What if we kill?
Time out.
It's just dwindle.
Corner, now. No. Corner, now. Nay, corner.
No, he's already dead.
Yep, nay, corner.
It just makes sense.
Sorry for asking so many questions. Just from the future or whatever. Maybe this is the future. Maybe.
You all are weird.
Yeah.
We know.
Is it a good weird or is it a bad weird?
If only Robon was with us, he'd find us even weirder.
It's slowly moving into bad weird.
Oh, I'm sorry for that.
That or crazy.
They're a lot to handle.
Hey,
Hey!
not you. Is there anything we can do to help to make it not bad weird? Would you like us to play with you for a little while?
You said that you all came from the future.
Honestly, kid, I have no idea.
I'm cussing here.
This could be the future for all we know.
Apparently not if they were painting the painting that we.
I turn and I look at my what?
When we got here, the painting that we found originally, they were in the painting. They were in the middle of painting it.
Okay, I see what time zone we're in. Okay.
So you can only assume what tomorrow is.
No. Stop.
What am I doing?
No.
It's obviously his birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, dude! She's gonna look at Odile and just like.
Well,
What happens to the Leonhardt family in your future?
Leonhardt. History check or no? Just there's no chance in the world.
Leonheardt.
Uno más time, por favor.
Leonheardt. Leonhardt.
So are we able to do a history check?
If you'd like to. Anyone proficient in history can make one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm proficient in stout.
I'm presuming that's his name.
I have an 18.
18.
I'm not allowed to roll.
Anybody can roll.
I'm not proficient in history.
Proficiency is for other information.
Okay. I believe you, dice. Dice off the table. On to the next one.
Who has a good persuasion?
Not me.
Oh no, our persuasion person's not here.
15? 15.
Okay.
Hmm.
Odile, are you rolling history?
Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm. She's taking a guess right now.
Okay.
I'm just gonna turn and look at the other two to see if they say anything first.
Well. For 15. Leonhardt or Lionheart has been a name that has been passed down. However, the only reason it's been passed down is because of the stories.
Ooh. Good stories, bad stories.
Depends on who you ask.
Hmm.
Some say that the Lionhearts were a warring family, and the stories depict them as evil villains that take territory by force. Others have them hoisted up as heroes. The idea of taking back territory that was wrongfully taken from those that did not deserve death. The Lionhearts were depicted many ways, but one story that has always stayed the same is the story of the Lionheart Kingdom and the Kingdom of Goliaths to the northeast.
on how the lion hearts fell. In a bloody massacre.
Huh. Hmm.
Oh, are you going to say anything?
Yes.
Okay, go for it. Because I don't want a world persuasion.
Oh, he's just a mix of good and bad. Really depends on who you ask.
It's just
So-
like how you think dwarves are bad, but there's good and bad dwarves. So it just depends on who you ask. Like if you ask me, Dwindle, he's a good dwarf. But if you ask somebody who's fought against him, he's a bad dwarf.
For those who fight against me, I'm considered a very bad dwarf. But righteous and loyal nevertheless.
Guys, I don't think that was his question.
But
I think he's
sadly,
asked. I think he's.
kingdoms do rise and fall. And eventually, the Lionheart Kingdom, whatever this kingdom, your Magnificent Kingdom, does eventually, it eventually falls.
But before you think of it, it was not your doing. It was never your doing.
Could have been his grandson or great grandson, honestly.
I can't remember.
Or
Actually.
maybe his dad. Sorry.
Tilt's head.
I'd like a
Sorry.
deception check
For me?
from Dwindle. With advantage.
Oh, okay. That's a 17. That's a 17, okay. Okay. So, blinded child. The worst part is he already knows. 17. I have no bonus charisma. So really good for Dwindle. Yeah.
Sleeve time. Oh, not work.
Oh boy. Wait.
Boy.
Baba Bleep!
Wait.
Baba Booey!
Not that
Oh, there you are. You literally blended in, Lance. I'm so sorry.
Perfect fine.
Why do I keep...
You all are very kind. To have tried to spare my feelings.
Hey, I didn't lie. It wasn't your fault.
So somebody has finally found the castle.
Aye.
What do you all plan to do with the castle?
You didn't leave?
It's just... Honestly, yes. So, at the same time, when you know how things are, some places long deserted and people from new settlements of the future get curious. But since the owner is still alive, or somewhat present, how do you feel about it?
Well, I feel as though this makes things easier.
Hmm.
I assume you all are wanting the vault.
Yes. I don't care.
Mm.
Correction, she is too. I want to hear more for the informational stuff.
Yes.
Quite honestly.
Honestly, it was first off, it was about the possibility of getting funds so I could help the family a bit more.
Well, correction, actually, it was originally because we had to pay it back because they helped us with the trees.
That is true. That is true.
Technically.
But second, I've kind of more of a fascination of what this place used to be.
Well,
I do have one question if you'll answer it. Only one I am curious about. How did it happen? The ice. If you don't mind me asking, how did it happen?
the world changes. And those that are greedy bring about things that no one expects. Beware of the glass ocean to the northeast.
Mm.
Resting in its bottom is something far worse than anyone realizes.
So, a calamitous beast. Dragon level.
A white dragon.
Goes a bit blank. Blanche. Oh.
Right.
Yeah, we'll take your word, Aiden's fun. Yeah, we're not going that way anyway soon.
Suppose we should warn Care. And then
That dragon showed up after the kingdom fell and took up residence in the bottom of that ocean. I do not know if it still lives. I do not care.
how are you alive?
I'm not. And as this realization kicks in, you all watch as the world around you melts like a painting in the sun. As you all now find yourselves standing in the hallway once again, and before you stands a cherry-redded man with piercing blue eyes. However, as you look to his feet, you notice that he's standing an inch above the ground. His face is paled compared to what it was, and he's no longer a child. He seems to be a young adult now, standing before you in garb that seems to be thrown together, noble garb.
If you're not alive, when did you die?
I died
Oh.
in the raid. The raid of the kingdom was not at my coming of age ceremony. The raid of the kingdom came years later. I simply chose to relive the happier memories. However, those memories drew to an end, and I must face reality. So, and he looks around. This is what the kingdom has come to. I will lead you to the vault. Afterwards, leave. That is all I ask.
Very well.
And
Can we rest before we leave?
if I allow you to rest, I ask for one favor in return. Find a
one
lion
finna.
heart.
What?
Does your line still live?
Find a lion heart. I am certain that my line still lives. Because my wife and child were not in the kingdom when the raid happened.
Oh, that's a fun subject.
What do we do when we find them?
When we get to the vault, I will show you what to do. And he then turns and starts making his way down the hall, stepping silently as each footstep seems to be an inch above the ground still.
I jump on Rovan and untie the things
Yep.
and follow.
And with
Walking.
that, the end of this episode comes.
Can we go one question? One question, please. Just one. How long has that evil man been here? The Beastmaster.
Are you asking me as a DM?
No, I'm asking the ghost. Tundles.
I don't know. I've been within the painting,
Oh.
but if I remember correctly, a week, 2 weeks.
Frick.
We've been trapped with Gary's been here.
So many questions, but I'm a barbarian.
But with that comes the end of this episode of the Journey of Grandiasha. Thank you all for joining us. We're going to go into the Whispers, as I would love to hear what you all think of this episode, the NPCs, the interactions, the happenstance.
Happy. I love lore episodes. This was fun.
It was a very sweet episode.
Mm-hmm.
interacting with the child.
I figured there was a dragon, but I had no idea it caused all of this. Hmm.
Yeah, all the water's rising.
Hmm. That's a lot of water to rise. Like a lot of water.
Yep.
Wonder what caused it. Couldn't be just a normal shift.
Dragon.
Yeah, dragging go into the water, water rises.
Dragon confirmed.
That
Dragon
big?
scary.
Yeah.
This scene's ancient. I don't want to touch this scene ever. Ever. Level 20. Nah, I'm good. No, thank you. No. No.
Yep, break it.
Some souped up dragon. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you very much.
What I'm most excited about is seeing what he wants us to do.
I love the fact that his wife and kid was still. I mean, they're not alive now, but
Same
Like,
time.
why?
It really depends on So we need to leave immediately.
he
We
said
have
we
to
can
find a key and
rest.
everything, though.
He said we can
If
rest.
we
after.
if we get a favor. No, he said he'll lead us to the vaults. He didn't say anything about us taking anything out, which means possibly to get inside the vault we need to find a Lionheart.
Oh no.
Which means if we find a Lionheart, technically, it's probably gonna be some pure blood. Maybe. Which means he has full rights to everything in there.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be kind of interesting to have a kingdom underneath the eyes. I won't lie. Dwarfs to
Well,
the
no, 'cause
north.
He said he's gonna let us in because there's something in there that we have to give to the whoever's still alive.
Say if we had to give
True.
her. He said
Mhm.
he'll lead us to it, but he'll let us know when we get there what we have to do. So he didn't say we have to give something to him.
Maybe something inside the vault that still requires a Lionheart. Turns out he's some type of necromancer. And we're just gonna resurrect a lich. Or not resurrect, free a lich.
That would suck.
Actually, I find it interesting he decided to relive his memories as a kid instead of reliving his memories as a dad with a wife. That's interesting because he's like, my happier memories.
Probably the most blissful without worry, because
Yep.
So whatever they got finished down below, the blood gems, successfully pushed them back for a bit. We're getting into something big here. I don't know. Oh.
And here we were not planning on staying up in the north for too long.
Mm.
right.
Yeah, arcs usually do that, huh?
Yeah, ice arc.
Into
We're in the arc of ice.
I mean, generally we have a natural refrigerator for the head.
Yeah, so
Yep.
don't worry about it rotting.
Exactly.
Just toss it out in the snow and it'll be fine.
Just shut up a frozen head. Yeah, we've been gone for a while. Here's your head.
She still has the head on her shoulder.
I was just gonna say, where is it?
It's just hanging out on her shoulder. She's got the two horns over her shoulder. And
I
she's
gave
holding
you
her-
a bag.
Oh, you did? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I cut off a large part. I cut off a section off the scales, and just plopped it in there.
That's kind of gross. I don't want to touch that.
You're
Why'd they touch the
carrying a
horn?
dead, bleeding head.
Yeah, but then I'm touching its skin. It's a skin bag. That's gross.
But then it's trailing blood.
Well, I'd rather
Blood.
it's gonna trail blood anyways, cause it's a skin bag.
Not a skin bag. I cut a bunch of the skin and plopped it inside the sack.
Oh, so that's an actual sack, not a bag made of skin.
That'd be interesting.
What am I, a necromancer? Actually, I take
leather
that back.
wizard.
Maybe that's
Actually,
why
yeah,
you
that's
are the
entirely.
wizard.
I make a lot of. I can make a lot of stuff.
But nonetheless, were you all satisfied with this episode?
Grandiasha.
The audacity of asking, yes,
Good stuff.
absolutely.
Mm.
Good, 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 good. We love some lore drops.
I'm playing the wrong class, ain't it? Yeah, it's fun. Who knows? Maybe I'll multi-class into an artificer.
That makes sense for Dwindle, I feel like. But actually,
If
no,
it-
I
I
will
don't
it-
find,
like
if I
magic.
find out Dwindle's want to be an artificer, and her eyes just light up like, my
have to make
apprentice.
I make bombs, not machines.
That's fine. That's her plan anyway.
I make big bomb. What do you mean big bomb? I make big bomb. It's your cart's a bomb. Yes.
Like, that's my whole thing with Odd is I don't want her to do guns, but I want her to do bombs.
Makes sense.
And I already have ideas of how she's going to do it too. She's
When you
gonna
have
be
to
This was-
explain to your FBI agent that you're looking up how to make a nuke for a D&D character.
Oh, it's okay. I already know how to do it thanks to all my writing things.
I
know
am
how to
on a
do it.
watch list, actually.
Why does that not surprise me?
Mm,
Out of anybody here, I feel like it would be you.
I mean, people, you get curious about stuff, and there's certain things that get, if you look up, get put you on the watch list. So. So, and the worst part is, I didn't do this intentionally. I was like looked up some video stuff that probably get you put on a watch list. I'm like, did that, did that, did that, did that, did that.
Well,
I'm sorry. I want to know the gunpowder formula.
well, I'm glad that all of you enjoyed this week's episode. And I hope that our lovely watchers did as well. So, thank you all for coming and joining us for this week's episode of The Journey of Grandiasha. And I hope that you all will follow the Will-O-Wisps. Because, whether you realize it or not, you never know what stories they may have to tell. So, we hope to see you in the woods again next week. Because the fireflies might have more stories. Y'all have a wonderful evening. And we hope to see you again. Bye-bye.
It's getting good.